Hi guys, welcome to our NEET Biology Academy. I hope the NEET examination is fastly approaching, so you are well prepared. For the 11th hour preparation, I have given you in the last video the important topics to be covered and the weightage of topics. Today, we shall take up birth control, wherein definitely you get one question, one MCQ. That's why I am taking this topic, birth control. What are the methods of birth control? First method, a natural method. Under natural method, you get first method, periodic abstinence. Periodic abstinence. That means the couple can avoid the intercourse from the 10th and 17th day of menstruation, because during that 10 or 8 days ovulation occurs, ovum is formed and ovum gets matured and it is ready for fertilization. So if you avoid that period, that is 10th to 17th day of day from menstruation, you can avoid the fertilization naturally. It's the first method. Second method, withdrawal or coitus interruptus. That is, during intercourse, before ejaculation, the male can withdraw his penis from the vagina so that the sperm will not enter into the vagina. It's a withdrawal method. Third method, the lactational amenorrhea. It's a commonly you can know, after childbirth, for about 6 or 7 months, even though intercourse is done, there will be no fertilization. So that's a natural method, lactational amenorrhea. So these three methods are natural methods: periodic abstinence, number 2, withdrawal or coitus interruptus, number 3, lactational amenorrhea. Second method, barrier methods, that you can use external barriers like condoms. Male can use condom, diaphragm, cervical caps, femshelian walls are used by the females to avoid the entry of sperm into vagina. Then third type of birth control, oral pills, oral method. We can take pills to avoid fertilization. How? There are two types of pills, one combined pills and mini pills. So they contain the hormones, progesterone and estrogen. Combined pills contain both the synthesized or synthetic progesterone and estrogen. So combined pills means they contain both the synthetic progesterone and estrogen. Mini pills mean they contain only progestin or progesterone, only one hormone. So usually Mala D and Mala N are the capsules or the tablets or the oral pills used by the people. How these oral pills work out to avoid fertilization? By 4 means. Number 1, it inhibits ovulation. The hormones, actually the pills, inhibit the ovulation. The formation of ovum is inhibited, by which fertilization cannot take place. Number 2, inhibits mobility and secretory functions of oviduct. It avoids the mobility of the sperm, for which it avoids or reduces the secretory functions of the oviduct so that the sperms cannot move. Third way, by impairing cervix ability to allow sperm penetration. So it doesn't allow the cervix of the female to allow the sperm into the vagina for penetration. So it impairs cervix ability to allow sperm penetration. Fourth method, it alters the uterine endometrium making it unsuitable for implantation. This is very important. So endometrium is the innermost layer of the uterus, wherein the fertilized ovum has to be settled for implantation. If the endometrium is ready for implantation, then only the fertilization will be, the zygote will be complete. The development will be complete. So this hormone or these pills alters the uterine endometrium so that it makes the endometrium unsuitable for implantation. So by these 4 ways, the pills act as the birth control pills. Number 4, Iuds, intrauterine devices. Intrauterine devices. Number 1, Lippel's loop. These are the things that is fixed inside the cervix to avoid the penetration of sperm. Lippel's loop, it increases phagocytosis of the sperm inside the uterus. So if the female have the loop inside, it increases the phagocytosis of the sperm inside the uterus. So it phagocytes the sperm and the sperms will be killed. Number 2, copper releasing Iuds. Copper releasing Iuds. Example, copper T and CO7. So what is the function of copper here? The copper ions releases the copper T or the other copper releasing Iuds releases copper ions. For which purpose? These copper ions suppresses the sperm mobility. The copper ions suppresses the sperm mobility by which the fertilization will be belated or avoided. Number 3, hormone releasing Iuds. The Iud releases some hormones that acts as the birth control thing. Example, progesterases, and then LNG20, levonorgestrel, are commonly called as LNG20. So it makes uterus unsuitable for implantation and cervix hostile to sperm. The very same thing the pills do here. These hormones make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and they make the cervix to avoid the penetration of the sperm. So these are the intrauterine devices. 1, Lippel's loop, copper releasing Iuds, copper T, and then hormone releasing Iuds, progesterases and LNG20, levonorgestrel. Okay. And then 5th method of birth control, ART, that is for infertility. Infertility assisted reproductive technology. Infertility assisted reproductive technology. So you can get the abbreviations to be expanded as an MCQ. So ART, infertility, IART, infertility assisted reproductive technology, under which you get 4 types. 1, IVF, in vitro fertilization. IVF, in vitro fertilization, wherein the fertilization is outside the body and then the zygote and embryo is transferred into the uterus. It is the IVF, in vitro fertilization. So in the lab condition, the uterine condition is made and the sperm and egg are taken out, and then the fertilization is outside the body, and then the zygote is formed at the 8-celled stage or so. It is implanted into the, is transferred into the female body. That is IVF. Then GIFT, gift, gamete intrafallopian transfer. Gamete intrafallopian transfer. Here you take the sperm and transfer it into the fallopian tube of the female body to harvest the egg. It is done by laparoscopy. Okay, so gift is gamete intrafallopian transfer. Intrafallopian, inside the fallopian tube. So you mean gamete, the transfer of sperm. The transfer of sperm, you take the sperm out and you transfer the sperm into the fallopian tube of the female reproductive system, by which the sperm fetches the egg for fertilization, done by the laparoscopy. Third type of ART is ICSI, Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Sperm is directly injected into the ovum in vitro. So outside the body, sperm and egg are taken out. The sperm is directly injected into the ovum by micro needle, and the zygote formed is transformed into the uterus. So here what they do, they take sperm and egg out. It's in vitro fertilization actually. They actually inject the sperm into the egg using micro needle, by which the sperm enters into the egg and egg gets fertilized. After fertilization, the formed embryo is transferred into the uterus. The zygote is transferred into the uterus. That is ICSI. Then AI, artificial insemination, or IUI, intrauterine insemination. Here the collected sperm of donor or husband is introduced into the uterus. So what happens here? The sperm of the husband is collected, or a donor sperm is collected, and then that sperm is directly introduced into the uterus. That is artificial insemination, IUI, intrauterine insemination. So these four are the assisted reproductive technology for infertility. For those couple who are having problem with the reproductive system, these methods are used. IVF, in vitro fertilization, gift, gamete intrafallopian transfer, ICSI, intracytoplasmic sperm injection, and then AI, artificial insemination, or otherwise called as IUI, intrauterine insemination. And then finally, sterilization, permanent method, surgical method, vasectomy and tubectomy. Vasectomy is done in males. Here, a part of vas deferens is cut and ligated. Tubectomy is done in female, where a part of fallopian tube is cut and ligated. This is a permanent solution for sterilization. This surgical method, vasectomy in male and tubectomy in female. In male, a part of vas deferens tube is cut and ligated. In female, a part of fallopian tube is cut and ligated. So these are the 6 methods of birth control. Definitely you will get one question in this topic, either directly or indirectly, or by expanding the abbreviations. Okay, so do well. In the next video we'll take up another important thing, abbreviations. You will get definitely 4 marks in the expansion of the important abbreviations. Thus we'll take up the next video. Till then, goodbye.